I'm Ruben Diaz with your ABC 24 News update. We are learning more about a deadly shooting case that happened in Whitehaven. Memphis police have arrested a 17-year-old after an 18-year-old was killed over the weekend. Now, the shooting happened just before 2 o'clock Sunday morning on Elvis Presley Boulevard. The victim was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, where they later died. According to investigators, 2 suspects left the scene in a black Mercedes GLK. Now, on Monday, officers found the car off of Walnut Grove Road, where officers arrested the 17-year-old driver by himself. He's now charged with first-degree murder. Police have not released the details on a second suspect. Now, teen gun violence in Memphis continues to raise serious concerns across the city as teen deaths continue to occur. People within the community are now asking what it will take to turn things around.
As these incidents continue, people are left wondering why this trend is not going away and what it will take to keep young people safe.
It's ridiculous. It started with the old people, now it started with the youth.
For community advocates like Warren Banner, this trend is hard to watch. But for parents, the fear is even more personal.
And maybe more parental involvement or after school activities. I know personally, I keep my kids so busy. When they come home, they do homework and go to bed. So if they're just freestyling it after school or if they're even going to school, I think that's when they get into more trouble and with their own people. So if we keep them busy, then they won't have time for that.
She says keeping kids busy and involved is one way to help, but says that doesn't always guarantee their safety.
It's scary because those kids were actually at an after-school program and still experienced it.
She's referring to a separate incident where she says a child was grazed by a bullet. Banner says he's seeing a shift with more teens getting caught up in violence. He believes a lack of structure is part of the problem.
The parents need to know where their kids at all time. Then you need to set a curfew for the kids.
He says change starts at home, but also requires community effort.
We do cleanups for the youth, and we also mentor to the parent that lost their kids to gun violence.
Both agree it's going to take more than one solution to slow the violence.
Just try to keep your kids involved and busy and spend quality time.
Most of all, put the guns down.
We've reached out to Memphis Police and the Shelby County Sheriff's Office for updated numbers on teen gun violence and are still waiting to hear back. We also reached out to the mayor's office for comment. In Memphis, Shakina Davis, ABC 24 News.
All right, a major decision at the state capitol could soon change who's calling the shots in some school districts in the area, including right here in Memphis. Lawmakers are moving forward with a plan that would allow the state to step in and provide oversight for districts that are struggling. Now, this decision is already sparking strong reaction on both sides. Our Ezekiel Telemaco has more with what this could mean right here at home.
That's right. This proposal could have major impact in the Bluff City, and supporters are saying that this is all to make sure that the district doesn't continue to fail, whereas critics say that this specific legislation targets Memphis and more specifically the Memphis-Shelby County School District. Lawmakers say this plan sets clear warning signs for when the state can step in and intervene. Now, districts could be flagged if they meet 4 out of 6 criteria, including low test scores, high absenteeism, failing school grades, or serious issues found in an audit. Right now, the Memphis-Shelby County Schools District is the only district in the state that meets that threshold. The plan also outlines who can be a member of this board and its specific duties.
If an LEA meets the required criteria, the commissioner will notify the local board as well as the governor and the respective speakers that an oversight board must be established, and that board must be in place no later than July 1st. An oversight board will consist of 9 members. Each of whom must reside within the county in which the LEA is located. 5 members appointed by the governor, 2 members appointed by the Speaker of the House, and 2 members appointed by the Speaker of the Senate.
That board would serve for at least 4 years and provide annual progress reports and could stay in place even longer if the district does not see room for improvement. Now, they would also have the power to hire new staff, issue new progress reports, and even extend their control if the district does not improve. And while this proposal is moving quickly, it's still not set in stone, with lawmakers having to adjourn later on this week in order to have a finalized vote. As for what MSCS is saying, I spoke with Jermaine Johnson, the Strategic Communications Officer for the district, and he said that they don't have a comment at the moment. Reporting at the Memphis-Shelby County headquarters, I'm Ezekiel Telemaco, ABC 24 News.
In Arkansas, a federal judge is blocking a law aimed at limiting kids' access to social media. Now, the ruling puts the state's Social Media Safety Act on hold, citing concerns over free speech and constitutional rights. The law would have required users to verify their age and for minors to get a parental consent before using social media. The challenge was brought by NetChoice, a trade group representing companies like Meta and X, arguing that the law unfairly targets online expression. Now, in the ruling, the judge agreed that protecting children online is important, but the law goes too far and is too vague and ends up restricting free speech. The ruling follows similar decisions with courts citing cases out of North Carolina, which affirm social media as a key space for free speech. All right, that's our update for now. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to join us tonight at 5, 6, and 10.